Devaki Nandanaya cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 21. The Moments of the Sun. Shri Sukha Uvacha Etavan Eva Bhu Valayasya Sannivesha Pramana Lakshanato Vyakhyataha. Shukadeva Goswami said, My dear king, I have thus far described the diameter of the universe, 50 crores of yojanas or 4 billion miles, and its general characteristics according to the estimation of learned scholars. एतेन हि दिवो मण्डलमानं तद्विद उपदिशन्ति यथा द्विदलयोर्निष्पावादीनां ते अन्तर् अन्तरेणान्तरिक्षं तद् उभय सन्धितम्. As a grain of wheat is divided into two parts, and one can estimate the size of the upper part by knowing that of the lower, so expert geographers instruct one can understand the measurements of the upper part of the universe by knowing those of the lower part. The sky between the earthly sphere and heavenly sphere is called antariksha or outer space. It adjoins the top of the sphere of earth and bottom of that of heaven. Yen madhyagato bhagavams tapatam patis tapana atapena trilokim pratapati avabhashayati atma bhasha sa esha Udagayana Dakshinayana Vaishuvata Samjabhir Mandhya Saigrihya Samanabhir Gatibhir Arohana Varohana Samana Sthaneshu Yatha Savanam Abhipadyamano Makaradishu Rashishva Atho Ratrani Dirgha Hrishva Samanani Vidhate Vidhatte. In the midst of that region of outer space, Antariksha is the most opulent sun, the king of all the planets that emanate heat, such as the moon. By the influence of its radiation, the sun heats the universe and maintains its proper order. It also gives light to help all living entities see. While passing toward the north, toward the south, or through the equator, in accordance with the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is said to move slowly, swiftly, or moderately. According to its movements, in rising above, going beneath or passing through the equator, and correspondingly come in touch with various signs of zodiacs headed by Makara, Capricorn, days and nights are short, long, or equal to one another. यदा मेषतुलयोर्वर्तते तदाहो रात्राणि समानानि भवन्ति यदा वृषभादिषु पञ्चषु च राशिषु चतरि चरति सदा हानि एव वर्धन्ते ह्रसति च मासि एकैको घटिका रात्रिषु. When the sun passes through Mesha, Aries, and Tula, Libra, the duration of one day and night are equal. When it passes through the five signs headed by Rishabha, the duration of days increase until Cancer, and then it gradually decreases by half an hour each month until day and night again become equal in Libra. यदा वृश्चिकादिषु पञ्चषु वर्तते तदाहो रात्राणि विपर्ययानि भवन्ति When the sun passes through the five signs, beginning with Vrishchika, Scorpio, the duration of the days decrease until Capricorn, and then gradually it increases month after month until day and night become equal in Aries. यावत् दक्षिणायनानि वर्धन्ते यावत् उदगयनं रात्रयः until the sun travels to the south, the days grow longer, and until it travels to the north, the nights grow longer. एवं नव कोटय एक पंचशाला पंच पंचाशल् लक्षाणि योजनानि मानसोत्तरगिरि परिवर्तनस्योपदिश्यन्ति तस्मिन् ऐन्द्रीं पुरीं पूर्वस्मान् मेरोर्देवदानीं नाम दक्षिणतो यां संयमनीं नाम पश्चाद्वारुणीं निल निम्लोचनीं नाम उत्तरतः सौम्या विभावर्यीं नाम ताशुदया मध्याह्नस्तमया निशीतनीति भूतानां प्रवृत्ति-निवृत्ति-निमित्तानि समया विशेषेण मेरोश्चतुर्दिशम्. Shukadev Goswami continued, my dear king, as stated before, the learned say that the sun travels over all sides of Manasottara mountain in a circle whose length is 95,100,000 yojanas, which is 760,800,000 miles. On Manasottara mountain, due east of Mount Sumeru, is a place known as Devadani, possessed by King Indra. Similarly, in the south is a place known as Samyamani, possessed by Yamaraja. In the west is a place known as Nilmochani, possessed by Varuna. And in the north is a place named Vibhavari, possessed by the moon god. Sunrise, midday, sunset, and midnight occur in all those places according to specific times, thus engaging all living entities in their various occupational duties and also making them cease such duties. तत्रत्यानां दिवस मध्याह्नगता एव सदादित्यस्तपति सव्येनाचलं दक्षिणेन करोति यत्रोदेति तस्याः समानसूत्रनिपाते निम्लोचति यत्र क्वचन स्यद् स्यन्देनाभितपति तस्य हैष समानसूत्रनिपाते प्रस्वापयति तत्र गतं न पश्यन्ति एतं समनुपश्येरन्. The living entities residing on Sumeru mountain are always very warm, as at midday. Because of them, the sun is always overhead. Although the sun moves counterclockwise, facing the constellations with the Sumeru mountain on its left, it also moves clockwise and appears to have the mountain on its right because it is influenced by Dakshinavrata wind. People living in countries at points diametrically opposite to where the sun is first seen rising will see the sun setting. And if a straight line were drawn from a point where the sun is at midday, the people in countries at the opposite end of the line would be experiencing midnight. Similarly, if people residing where the sun is setting were to go to the countries diametrically opposite, they would not see the sun in the same condition. यथा चैन्द्र्या पुर्या प्रचलते पञ्चदश घटिकाभिर्याम्यां सपादकोटिद्वयं योजनानां सार्धद्वादशलक्षासि लक्षाणि साधिकानि चोपयाति. When the sun travels from Devadani, the residence of Indra, to Samyamani, the residence of Yamaraja, it travels 23 775,000 yojanas, which is 190,200,000 miles, in 15 Ghatikas, 6 hours. एवं तद् वारुणीं सौम्याम् ऐन्द्रीं च पुनस्तथान्ये च गृहाः सोमादयो नक्षत्रैः स ज्योतिश्चक्रे समद्युत्यन्ति सह वा निम्लोचन्ति. From the residence of Yamaraja, the sun travels to Nimlochana, the residence of Varuna. From there to Vibhavari, the residence of the moon god. And from there again to residence of Indra. In a similar way, the moon, along with the other stars and planets, become visible in the celestial sphere and then sets and again become invisible. एवं मुहूर्तेन चतुस्त्रिंशल्लक्षयोजनानि अष्टशताधिकानि सौरो रथस्त्रयीमयोऽसौ चतुश्रुत्सु परिवर्तते पुरीषु. Thus, the chariot of the sun god, which is Trayimai, Trayimaya, or worshipped by the word Om Bhur Bhuva Swa, travels through the four residences mentioned above at a speed of 3,400 800 yojanas, 27 206 400 miles in a muhurta. यस्यैकं चक्रद्वादशारं षण्नेमि त्रिनाभिः संवत्सरात्मकं समामनन्ति तस्याक्षो मेरोर्मूर्धनि कृतो मानसोत्तरे कृतेतर भागो यत्र प्रोतं रविरथचक्रं तैल यन्त्रचक्रवद् ब्रह्मन् मानसोत्तर गिरौ परिभ्रमति. The chariot of the sun god has only one wheel, which is called Samvatsara. The 12 months are calculated to be its 12 spokes. The 6 seasons are the sections of its rims, and the 3 Chaturmasas period are its 3 sectioned hub. One side of the axle carrying that wheel rests upon the summit of Mount Sumeru, and the other rests upon Manasottara mountain. Fixed to the outer end of the axle, the wheel continuously rotates on Manasottara mountain like the wheel of an oil pressing machine. तस्मिन् अक्षे कृतमूलो द्वितीयोऽक्षस्तुर्यमानेन संमितस्तैल यन्त्रक्षवद् ध्रुवे कृतोपरि bhagah. As in an oil pressing machine, this first axle is attached to a second axle, which is one-fourth as long, 3,937 500 yojanas, or 31,500 miles. The upper end of this second axle is attached to Dhruvaloka by a rope of wind. रथनीढास्तु षट्त्रिंशल्लक्षयोजनायतस्तत्तुरीयभाग विशालस्तावान् रविरथयुगो यत्र हयाश्चन्दो नाम नः सप्तारुण योजिता वहन्ति देवम् आदित्यम्. My dear king, the carriage of the sun god's chariot is estimated to be 3,600,000 yojanas, 28,800 miles long, and one-fourth as wide, 900,000 yojanas, or 7,200,000 miles. The chariot's horses, which are named after Gayatri and other Vedic meters, are harnessed by Arunadeva to a yoke that is also 900,000 yojanas wide. This chariot continuously carries the sun god. पुरस्तात् सवितुर् अरुणः पश्चात् नियुक्तः सौत्ये कर्मणि किलास्ते. Although Arunadeva sits in front of the sun god and is engaged in driving the chariot and controlling the horses, he looks backward toward the sun god. तदा वालिकील्या ऋषये ऋषो अंगुष्ठपर्वमात्रा षष्टिसहस्राणि पुरतः सूर्यं सूक्त वाकाय नियुक्ता संस्तुवन्ति. There are 60,000 saintly persons named Valakilyas, each the size of a thumb, who are located in front of the sun god and who offers him eloquent prayers of glorification. तथा न्ये च ऋषयो गन्धर्वाप्सरसो नागग्रामण्यो यातु धाना देवा इति एकैकशो गणाः सप्त चतुर्दश मासी भगवन्तं सूर्यम् आत्मानं नानानामानं नानानामानं पृथक् कर्मभिर्द्वन्द्वश उपासते. Similarly, 14 other saints, Gandharvas, Apsaras, Nagas, Yakshas, Rakshasas, and demigods, who are divided into groups of two, assume different names each month and continuously perform different ritualistic ceremonies to worship the Supreme Lord as the most powerful demigod, Surya Deva, who holds many names. लक्षोत्तरं सार्धनवकोटियोजना परिमण्डलं भूवलयस्य क्षणेन सगव्यूति उत्तरं द्विसहस्रयोजनानि स भुङ्क्ते. My dear king, in his orbit through Bhumandala, the sun god traverses a distance of 95,000 100,000 yojanas, which is 760 800 800,000 miles at a speed of 2,000 yojanas and 2 kroshas, 16,004 miles in a moment. Hare Krishna. A lot. Definitely. Yes, traveled a lot. So we got to read through few purports here, which tells us maybe, for my dull mind, I can't understand how this all is. But yeah, maybe we seek support from the purports and understand this. So here it says, in the verse 3, Prabhupada mentions Lord Brahma prays in Brahma Samhita, Chakshuresha Savita Sakala Grahanam, Savita Sakala Grahanam, Raja Samasta Suramurtir, Asesha Teja, Yajnagnaya Brahmati Sambrata Kala Chakro, Govindam Purusham Tamaham Bhajam. So even one way we can see sun god is, yeah, we can see, I worship that Lord under whose control even the sun, which is considered to be the eye of the Lord, rotates within the fixed orbit of eternal time. So just imagine if the sun would have the free will to free fall at any place. Yeah, we know what can happen. So sun is also rotating in its own orbit, and the strength for that system is done by the Lord. Although the sun is described as Bhagavan, the most powerful, and although it is actually the most powerful planet within the universe, it nevertheless has to carry out the order of Govinda. The sun god cannot deviate even an inch from the orbit designated to him. Therefore, in every sphere of life, the supreme personality of Godhead, um, the supreme order of the Lord is carried out. The entire material nature carries out his order. However, we foolishly see activities of material nature without understanding the supreme order of the supreme person behind them. And then there's all these minute details into saying when the sun travels from Devadani, Devadani is the place of Indra and Samyadani is the place of Yamaraj. One is in the north and other one is in the south. It travels 23 775,000 yojanas. In the purport, the distance indicated by the word sadikani is pancha vimshati sahasradikani or 25,000 yojanas. That plus 2.5 crore and 12.5 laksha of yojanas is the distance of sun traveling between two cities. This comes to 190,000 200,000 miles. The total orbit of Sun is 4 times that distance of 9,500,000 yojanas. So in this way, we can see from the residence of Yamaraj, And after that, the sun travels to Nimlochani. And from Nimlochani, Nimlochani is the home of Varuna Dev. And from Nimlochani, the sun travels to Vibhavari, the home of moon god. Hmm? And from there again back to Indra place. So in the purport purpose says, Krishna says, Nakshatranam aham shashi. Of stars, I am the moon. This indicates that moon is similar to other stars. Of course, here we see moon is a planet. No, moon we see as a star. The Vedic in literature informs us that within this universe there is one sun which is moving. The Western theory that all the luminaries in sky are different suns is not confirmed in Vedic literature. In fact, how to call something as a sun, a star? Yeah, our modern science is telling when everything is self-illuminary, then that is called star. And in that way, science is telling, oh, every star. Because it's self-illuminary is a star, and sun also is self-illuminary, it's a star. Hmm. According to Vedic understanding, nor can we assume that these luminaries are the suns of other universes. For each universe is covered by various layers of material elements, and therefore, although the universe are clustered together, we cannot see from one universe to another. Huh? In other words, whatever we see is within this one universe. In each universe, there is one Lord Brahma, and there are other demigods on other planets, but there is only one sun. And going further, so Shukadeva Goswami is saying, my dear king, the carriage of the sun god's chariot is of the size 3,600 yojanas long. Yeah. And the chariot horses, which are named Gayatri, and other Vedic meters are harnessed by Aruna Deva. That's why, again, who is Aruna? Can anyone say who is Arun Dev?
Suryadev, Prabhuji?
No, Surya Dev's charioteer, na? That's what we are reading. That's why Arunadev, he is just a charioteer of the Surya Bhagavan. And Aruna, uh, mm, who is Jatayu and no, anyway, not that. So Garuda, if I'm not wrong, I mean, this is maybe that's what I was asking. Either it is Garuda, he's the son of Aruna Dev, or it is
Nandi.
Jatayu and Sampati. Yeah? Can someone confirm? Anyone heard Aruni? Yeah, so I now know it is Sugriva and Vali, right? Aruna comes in disguise as Aruni, and Aruni becomes so attractive that Indra falls in love with her and beget. Indra means beget who? Indra is Vali. Yeah, Vali. And the same Aruni is bears child Sugriva. Oh my God. I start forgetting all. So
Yes,
Sugriva,
Prabhuji, from Sugriva, Bali from Indra, and Sugriva when
yeah,
he,
from
Suryadev,
Sun,
when Suryadev
Sun
saw
God.
Arun, he got also attracted, and then
Yeah,
he had,
yeah, right. The same Aruna who came as a, and then when he saw, na, then even Suryadev got attracted. Okay, thank you. I'm forgetting. Anyway, so here we can, so that's how we usually connect Arun. Arun means, anyway, your name is Arun, right? Hmm. So we usually think Arun is sun god. No, he's a charioteer of sun god. And this chariot continuously carries the sun god. In the Vishnu Puran, it is stated Gayatri cha Brahati Ushnig. And again, what is Usha and all these things are also we can go into detail. But Ushnik, have you seen? I think in ISRO some names are like this, like Sputnik, Ushnik, and Jagati Trishupt Eva cha Anushtup Panktir iti uktas. Chandamsi harayo rabe. The 7 horses yoked to the sun god's chariot are named Gayatri, Brahati, Ushnik, Jagati, Trishupt, Anushtup, and Pankti. These names of various Vedic meters designate the 7 horses that carry the sun god chariot. And although Aruna Dev sits in the front of the sun god and is engaged in driving the chariot and controlling the horses, he looks backward toward the sun god. Have anyone been to what is this place? Where is this Konark? Where is Konark? Yeah, Konark temple. Anyone?
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Yeah, there is this, of course, the old temple which has become a museum, right? No more real temple. In that we see this whole big wheel, and in each wheel, how everything is carved and how still that is used as a sundial, everything. We can see in the purport Prabhupada mentioned in the Vayu Purana, the position of horses is described. Saptashva Rupa Chandamsi Vahanti Vamato Ravim Chakrapaksha Nibaddhani Chakre Vakshaha Samahitaha. Although Aruna is in the front seat controlling the horses, he looks back toward the sun god from his left side and saying so. And then in the verse number 17, there is a word called Valakilya. Anyone heard this name before? Yeah. Anyone heard Valakilya? Anyway, stupid question. Yeah, because if someone would have seen Bahubali, in the part one, there is this all this strange barbarian people, right, who come and attack. Anyone remember? I have seen that.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Bhāgavata-sevayā.
Yeah, then they are called as Valakilyas. Anyway, right, who is the director?
Rajamouli.
Yeah, he picked up here. Another name which is picked up from Bhagavatam. Can anyone guess? Hmm? Mahishmati.
Ma-
That is also a place. Anyway, um, and you see each the size of a thumb who are located in front of the sun god and who offer him eloquent prayers of glorification. They are there. And then there are these 14 saints, Gandharvas, Apsaras, Nagas, Yakshas, Rakshasas, and demigods. All they group up, divide into groups of two, assume different names every month, and continuously perform different ritualistic ceremony. Uh, in the purport, Prabhupada mentioned in the Vishnu Purana, it is said, Stuvanti Munaya Suryam Gandharvair Giyate Puruha Nrityantyo Apsaraso Yanti Suryasyanu Nisacharaha Vahanti Pannaga Yakshai Kriyate Abhisushang Valakilyas Tathaivainam Parivarya Samasate Soyam Saptagana Surya Mandale Muni Sattama Himoshna Vari Vrishnitam Hetutva Samayam Gataha. How the time passes. Worshipping the most powerful demigod Surya, the Gandharvas sing in front of him. The Apsaras dance before the chariot. The Nishcharas follow the chariot. The Pannagas decorate the chariot. The Yakshas guard the chariot, and the saints called Valakilyas surround the sun god and offer prayers. The 7 groups of 14 hmm, associates arrange the proper time for regular snow, heat, and rain throughout the universe. Hare Krishna. Yeah, that's it. There's more. One. Uh, when 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 there's so many um, planets are so much we have come across zodiacs, right? There is so much about astronomy that's mentioned, these zodiac signs, where there is this, have you heard this fish Someone has seen a scorpion. All these are zodiac signs which are in the spiritual antariksha. And if someone knows, astrology is all telling about the motion of sun, the motion of, when we say lagna is all about sun. But uh, at the time, for example, how is lagna decided? What is the first ascendant? Yeah, sun is ascendant, and when he is coming at that moment of time, where is he? Means definitely the sun is moving. If you see, and anyone seen the birth chart, we have these 12 houses, right? And the sun god is moving from house to house to house. In all these houses he is moving. Yeah, of course, so easy. We see the sun in so many yojanas miles is moving, which can be seen in a small piece of paper. That is the intelligence of astrologers, the saints of that time, who made it. And based on that, there is some which we call, what is it called, vakra, unfavorable. There is malignant, there is benignant, there is friends, there is enemies. So much is mentioned. And it's not just stories, yeah. So astrology is science. Our bad luck is that whatever we cannot see, whatever we can understand through this science, we don't accept it. Anyway, that's a different story. Okay, thank you very much. And then we talk about the orbits of the planets uh, tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, right? So we'll cover that. Okay, thank you so much for joining. Vanchakalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhyavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर हरे। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.